Hi friends, welcome! Today I'm going to walk you through how to crochet this super cute amigurumi snake inspired by the Fogel split snake. This no-sew snake is beginner friendly and customizable with multiple variations. You can choose to include or skip embroidery, the keychain attachment, or even the tongue. It's entirely up to you. I love to create original crochet designs with super detailed tutorials so everyone can follow along easily. And just to make things more convenient, I group all my projects into playlists so you can find everything in one spot. Starting with the snake crochet, I'm introducing beautifully designed downloadable PDF patterns for all my Tier 1 members and above. You'll get two versions, one detailed version with step-by-step photo instructions, and a simpler print-friendly version. If you are not yet a member, check out the membership options in my description box. They are available on both YouTube, membership, and Patreon. These are the materials you will need to create an exact replica. Feel free to experiment with any hook and yarn of your choice. I'll be using Trubo Lion brand in sea foam for the main body and the belly in celery. 2mm crochet hook, stitch marker, small amount of red yarn, and black thread for the eye embroidery. Yarn needles in two different sizes. We will need to use a smaller one for embroidery later on. 1mm jewelry wire, measuring tape, scissors, and some fillings of your choice. These are some optional items. Stitch counter if you want to add extra embroidery and keychain. I'm using Sullivan 3-ply yarn in old gold. This will be for the belly embroidery. And Milford satin 2-ply yarn in ombre red. Or you can use any 2 or 3-ply yarn. A keychain of your choice. I'm using gold keychain with 3mm keyring. Let's begin. Starting with the head, create a magic ring. I'll be linking additional video tutorials on the top right hand corners throughout the whole video. They will relate to specific skills in case you need extra help. Round 1. 6 single crochet in the magic ring. Use a stitch marker to mark the first stitch. That's the first single crochet in the magic ring done. 5 more to go. We will be joining the next stitch to the first stitch that we marked earlier with the stitch marker to start our round 2. But first, let's pull and tighten the magic ring. Round 2. 6 single crochet. That's the first single crochet done. Use a stitch marker to mark the first stitch in the round. Continue with the remaining 5 single crochet. I'm going to be zooming my camera in and out throughout the video in order for you to help see the stitches from slightly different angles. Round 3. Invisible increase, single crochet. Repeat the sequence 3 times in total. We will end up with 9 stitches at the end of the round. If you are enjoying this video so far, please share and give it a like to help my channel to grow. Thank you, friends. That's the first invisible increase done. Mark the first stitch in the round. Single crochet, turn over the stitches so they are facing upwards and away from you like this. Invisible increase, single crochet, invisible increase, and last single crochet. Round 4. Single crochet, invisible increase, single crochet, and repeat the sequence 3 times in total. We'll end up with 12 stitches at the end of the round. Mark the first stitch in the round, invisible increase, single crochet, and that's the first sequence done. 2 more to go. Round 5. Invisible increase, 3 single crochet, and repeat this sequence 3 times in total. We'll end up with 15 stitches at the end of the round. Mark the first stitch. That's the first sequence done. 2 more to go. Round 6 to 7, 15 single crochet. Mark the first stitch. Mark the first stitch. Don't be afraid to pull and stretch the stitches as you go. This can fix any uneven tension and also help shape the amigurumi. Let's take a moment here to prepare our wire. Start by rounding off one of the edges so you don't have a sharp end poking at you. Measure and cut the wire at 34 cm. I bought some tools from Amazon earlier and thought I'd try them out. You can use your hands to do this if you don't have any tool. Round off the other edge as well. After it's all rounded off, the wire will be approximately 30 cm in length. You will notice that I round off one edge slightly larger than the other. The larger end will go inside the head, and the smaller one will end up around the tail. Put the wire aside for now. Let's continue. We are going to start decreasing now. Round 8. Invisible decrease, 3 single crochet. Repeat this sequence 3 times in total. We'll end up with 12 stitches at the end of the round. That's the first invisible decrease done. Mark the first stitch. Now 3 single crochet. That's the first sequence done. 2 more to go. Round 9, single crochet, invisible decrease, single crochet. Repeat this sequence 3 times in total. We will end up with 9 stitches at the end of the round. Stuff the head lightly. Insert the larger end of the wire into the head. Round 10 to round 91, 6 single crochet in seafoam and 3 single crochet in celery. In round 10 and beyond, we will start doing some color change. I'll show you how to do it, and also I'll be creating step-by-step video tutorials with bigger yarn and needle in the future, and once it's ready I'll be linking it in this top right hand corner. Mine finishes at round 91, but you may need to adjust and add or reduce the row as needed, as we all have different tensions, so your length will be slightly different than mine. I will show you what I mean when we get to the end. We just finished our first 3 single crochet as per usual. Begin by inserting the hook normally. Grab the second celery yarn. We still have 3 more single crochet to go with seafoam, but I just want to start weaving in our celery to save time later from having to secure the yarn. Put the second celery yarn on top of the hook. Then grab our seafoam yarn over and pull through as per normal. Keep doing this 2 more times to finish off our 6 single crochet in seafoam color. So begin by first inserting the hook, then making sure the second yarn is on top of the hook. Single crochet normally, and this will weave in the second yarn. Do this one more time. So that's 6 single crochet done in seafoam. Next, to color change seamlessly, insert your hook normally, yarn over with seafoam first and pull through. So all the steps are still the same so far. Now, switch to celery, wrap the second yarn, yarn over and pull through. That's our first celery single crochet done. Continue normally now with celery yarn. That's the second single crochet in celery done. One last one to go. Now that's the end of round 10. Grab a stitch counter if you have one. So now, beginning at round 11, we want to swap back to our first seafoam yarn. To do this, insert the hook normally, yarn over and pull through with celery, and then wrap the seafoam to yarn over and pull through. That's our first single crochet stitch of round 11 done. Mark the first stitch as usual. Do 5 more single crochet in seafoam. Now change to celery for the last 3 single crochet. That's the end of round 11. Keep going the same way. If you find the yarn is getting messy, you can use the back of the yarn needle to push the 2 beginning tails inside the head. This way you are only left with 2 live yarn, 1 in each color. If you made it this far, hang in there. It will get easier now as we go. The beginning is always the trickiest. Let's keep going. It helps to push the wire slightly backwards if it gets in the way. As you keep going and find your rhythm, you won't need your stitch marker for this section, as you can tell by the color change where your last stitch is. However, if you are unsure, feel free to keep using your stitch marker. As you keep going, the snake body will naturally curl into a spiral shape. But since we have a wire inside the body, you want to untwist and shape the body as straight possible. We're going to stuff with very little fiber fill as we go. Untwist the yarn also as needed so they don't get tangled. This is how mine looks like at the end of round 91. Stop when only the rounded edges of the wire are visible. Round 92. Single crochet in seafoam. Invisible decrease in seafoam. Three single crochet in seafoam. Then single crochet in celery. Invisible decrease in celery. We will end up with 7 stitches at the end of the round. Round 93 to 95, 5 single crochet in seafoam, then 2 single crochet in celery. I'm just going to fast forward and see you at the end of round 95. Round 96. 2 single crochet in seafoam, then invisible decrease in seafoam, two single crochet in seafoam, finish with single crochet in celery. We will end up with 6 stitches at the end of the round. Round 97. 5 single crochet in seafoam, 1 single crochet in celery. Round 98. 6 single crochet in seafoam. From here onwards, we'll only be using seafoam color. Round 99. Single crochet, invisible decrease, I haven't been using stitch markers since halfway, but feel free to always mark the first stitch if you need to. 3 single crochet. We'll end up with 5 stitches at the end of the round. Round 100. 2 single crochet, invisible decrease, single crochet. We'll end up with 4 stitches at the end of the round. Cut both yarn. Pull through. We're going to start with the lighter green color, celery. We're going to insert the needle from the center and weave this in to secure. You can use the back of the yarning needle to push any leftover yarn back inside the body. Moving on to the sea foam. Go in clockwise direction. Do this a few times. Then insert the needle in the middle hole to continue weaving in and secure the yarn. I don't like to cut the yarn. Instead, let's push it back inside the body. This takes slightly longer time to do, but it helps so things don't unravel. Moving on to eye embroidery next. Firstly, begin by marking the two eye positions. I use 2 ball pins, and this way you can adjust the position to make sure things are symmetrical. I position the ball pins 3 stitches from the nose and 4 stitches apart. Once happy, use any pencil to trace the ball pin location. Use the smaller needle and thread the red yarn. Use a single thread approximately 45 cm in length. Insert the needle from the bottom part of the mouth. With the snake mouth facing you, do up and down vertical stroke following the pencil's trace. Do as many as you need to cover the trace. When finished, exit to the other eye. Let's do the same here as well. Now that this is done, to exit, ensure that you exit this final thread in the exact same location as the spot where you first inserted the first time. Tie a couple of knots. I usually like to leave longer thread but don't want to overstuff the head, so this will do. And as always, use the back of the yarning needle to push any remaining yarn back inside the head. For the eye slit, use a double strand of black thread. So insert the needle from the bottom part of the mouth again. And do vertical up and down stitch 3 times on each eye. Just like before, exit the last needle in the exact same spot where we entered earlier. Tie a couple of knots and push back any remaining thread. Ta-da! Our snake is done. Feel free to stop right here if you like. If you're stopping at this point, thank you so much for being here. And I hope to see you in my next video. Or if you want to add extra touches of details and embroidery, let's do this embroidery on the belly. I'm using this gold embroidery thread. Make it 150 centimeter long. We're going to do single thread for this one. First, insert the needle under the neck area, exiting just under the first celery stitch. We'll be doing straight vertical stitches up and down the belly. So, insert the needle vertically upwards and go directly across 1 stitch to the left. Next, insert the needle vertically down and go directly across 1 stitch to the left. Keep going this way to the end of the tail to create vertical stitches across the belly. I'll show you this a few more times, then I'll fast forward and I'll see you at the end of the tail where I'll show you how to secure the yarn. We are at the end now. Ignore these 2 extra dangling thread on the left hand side as I had to join the yarn. I only use 120 centimeter instead of the 150. Now, on this last stitch, we want to weave this back in towards the middle of the body. So insert the last stitch at the end of the tail and exiting at one of these gold belly stitch. Loop the stitch by going under the belly stitch, then over, then insert it back in the same hole to exit at another gold belly stitch. Keep moving towards the middle of the body. Repeat this a few times to secure this gold yarn. Cut the remaining yarn. To secure the beginning yarn, insert the needle on that same spot and bring the yarn towards the middle of the body as well. Again, loop the stitch the same way as before to secure the yarn. Last but not least, we only have the last bit of embroidery left now. I love this yarn, isn't it so pretty with the red fading to pink, then white? We will need a very long yarn for this, so cut approximately 350 centimeter length. And we'll be doing single thread. We're going to do chain stitch for this one using the ombre red yarn. We're going to use the smaller needle again. So insert the needle in the middle of the mouth, exiting towards the middle of the inner left eye. Now, moving from this needle, we're going to insert this needle back inside this same spot and then go across 1 stitch apart to the left. Now loop the yarn on the needle and then pull. This will create a chain stitch. Let me show you again. So insert the needle in that same spot. Exit 1 stitch to the left, loop the yarn in the needle, then pull. Now on this third one, we want to move the eye embroidery to the neck area. So insert the needle in that same hole, but now exit on the first stitch of the neck. Now that we have moved the stitch location to the neck, so insert the needle in that same spot, exit 1 stitch to the left, loop this yarn on the needle, pull and repeat. Repeat again and do the same for the rest of the body to the tail. This embroidery will emulate the red and white stripes of the snake. Alright, I'll see you at the end of the tail. I'll also be creating a separate video tutorials for this one in the future with bigger yarn and needles so you can see it easier. As always, I'll be linking it here when it's ready. So we are at the end of the tail. We'll keep going to the other side of the body in the same way. Let's keep going and I'll see you at the end of the neck part. We are nearing the end, and remember when I told you that I put the first stitch on the bottom of the mouth instead of the middle? Now I'm just going to move it to the middle. If you insert this in the middle of the mouth earlier, like I showed you, then you can skip this step. We are now at the last stitch on the neck. So insert the needle and exit at the center of the inner right eye. Then from here, we're just gonna repeat the same as the left eye earlier. So after we complete the 2 stitches on the eye, for the last one, we're going to exit the last stitch in the middle of the mouth where our first stitch is. Tie a knot, but don't pull too tight, otherwise you will pull the eye embroidery. Now cut the tongue to your desired length. I cut mine at 2.5 centimeter length. Now you can keep the tongue as is, or you can weave it back in the head if you prefer to have no tongue. For one last final touch, if you like to add keyring to the snake, keep watching along. I'm using this gold keyring and just going to loop it inside the top of the head. Once you get the loop inside the stitch, just keep rotating it until it's fully inside. I hope you enjoyed this super detailed tutorial. If you like the snake pattern, you can support me by becoming a Tier 1 member in YouTube or Patreon. You can also purchase the pattern in Etsy or Ravelry. You can find the links in the description. Take care, my love. Hope to see you in my next video.